Has a frozen embryo the same rights as a born child? This question might sound like a riddle from a futuristic sci-fi movie, but it's actually a matter of serious debate in Alabama right now. Recently, the Alabama Supreme Court made a landmark decision that has sent ripples not only through the legal community, but also through the medical world, especially those involved in fertility treatments. The court ruled that under Alabama law, frozen embryos can be considered as children. This decision was based on anti-abortion language in the state constitution and was issued in wrongful death cases involving destroyed embryos. Now you might be wondering, what does this mean? Well, it brings up concerns about its impact on fertility treatments like in vitro fertilization, commonly known as IVF. Critics fear that this ruling could limit the practices around freezing, donation, or destruction of embryos, thereby potentially restricting access to modern healthcare in Alabama. To put this into perspective, this decision has already caused one fertility clinic to pause its IVF treatments. This has sparked worries among patients and healthcare providers about the future of fertility care in the state. But the implications of this are not just limited to those immediately impacted. This decision could potentially affect the wider community in Alabama, potentially setting precedents that could change the landscape of healthcare, legal norms, and societal standards. Moreover, the ripples of this decision could reach beyond the borders of Alabama, influencing future legal cases, healthcare policies, and public opinion across the country, and potentially even beyond. So, where do we draw the line in this complex debate? We've talked about the decision, but let's take a step back and understand what led to this landmark ruling. The case started when a couple, undergoing fertility treatments at a local clinic, experienced the unthinkable. Their embryos were accidentally destroyed. Heartbroken and seeking justice, they decided to sue the clinic for wrongful death. In their argument, they maintained that the embryos were indeed life, and thus their destruction should be considered a wrongful death under Alabama law. On the other side of the courtroom, the clinic's defense argued that the embryos were not yet life, as defined by the law, and thus the wrongful death claim did not apply. They stated that these embryos were only potential lives, not actual lives, and the law should reflect this distinction. Delving into the legal complexities, the court had to consider a unique aspect of Alabama's constitution. An amendment, passed in 2018, states that it is the public policy of the state to recognize and support the sanctity of unborn life and the rights of unborn children, including the right to life. The court interpreted this as a clear mandate that, under Alabama law, embryos are indeed recognized as life. As such, they ruled in favor of the couple, setting a precedent that embryos, even those not yet implanted, have the same rights as born children in wrongful death cases. This case has set a precedent that could have far-reaching implications. Whether you agree or disagree with the court's decision, one thing is clear. This is a complex issue that intersects with many areas of our society, and its effects will be felt for years to come. Now let's delve a bit deeper into some lesser-known aspects of this issue. The world of infertility and egg retrieval is filled with emotional, financial, and health implications that many might not be aware of. And this decision adds another layer of complexity to it. Furthermore, this decision has raised several discrepancies and unresolved questions. For instance, what would be the legal status of embryos donated to other couples or used for scientific research? These are potential areas for future legal challenges or policy changes, and only time will tell how they will unfold. In conclusion, the Alabama Supreme Court decision on frozen embryos has far-reaching implications. It not only affects those directly involved in infertility treatments and egg retrieval, but also has potential impacts on healthcare, legal precedents, and societal norms in Alabama and potentially beyond. Now, it's your turn to weigh in. How do you perceive this decision? Do you think it's fair? And what impacts do you think it will have on society? Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video enlightening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on legal decisions and their societal impacts. Remember, staying informed is the first step towards making a difference.